Okay, I know y'all hate doing going into this. This is 7 myths you should believe introverts versus extroverts. So everybody that I can say everybody that knows me, because yeah, y'all probably don't even know what introvert or extrovert really means. Y'all have heard of the term, but you probably don't even really know what it means. But for your information, yes, I am an introvert, and I'm not. There's also a second term, ambivert, which is like in between, but I'm definitely not that. So we'll get into this because some of y'all have a lot of myths about this, and we're gonna get into it. Oh, okay, sorry. It's Matthew Santoro.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I guess I'm ready to start the video. Okay, we definitely need to start this video off by acknowledging not all introverts or extroverts are the same. I'm not here to tell you if you're introverted, you must follow this rule. Today we're going to be merely addressing the often ridiculous lies that people still believe about either group. You may like raging parties and skydiving, or quiet reflection in the company of one deep thinking friend, or maybe you like all of the above. No judgment. In any event, pay attention because what you thought was true may not be. So in this video, I'm going to take 7 of the most commonly believed myths that you likely still believe about introverts and extroverts and explain the truth behind them. This is 7 myths you still believe about introverts and extroverts. The myth that something is wrong with introverts. Let's open with one that every introvert needs to understand immediately.
I'll be
There's nothing
back.
wrong with you. Though the idea that everyone needs to be more extroverted is slowly dissolving, there's still a large number of people who believe that introverts are weird and should actively try to change themselves. The truth is, introverts more often simply want people to be honest and genuine, something not always socially acceptable, so they're judged. Introverts cannot be fixed, nor do they need to be fixed. So
Right.
anyone believing that can just wipe it out of your mind. Being introverted is just another identifying trait that does not define you to certain parameters, and definitely does not make you abnormal. The myth that extroverts rarely take anything seriously. Many people feel that while life can hand you serious and often dramatic-filled circumstances, extroverts will continue to crack jokes and make light of those situations.
I never
Being
thought about. I
extroverted
never
most
thought that.
definitely does not make you heartless. Extroverts, of course, do feel grief, guilt, and sadness, and convey those emotions often. They absolutely can have deep, meaningful discussions just like introverts, and despite popular belief, can be excellent listeners. Extroverts need to hear different perspectives in order to develop their own. Most of them strive to make others comfortable no matter the circumstances, and usually without going to the extreme of telling jokes at inappropriate times. Although I did hear someone make a joke and laugh at a funeral once, which felt super awkward, but hey, everybody deals with grief on their own. The myth that extroverts make better leaders than introverts. Just because you're outgoing doesn't mean that you
Actually,
can lead others.
more introverts
Additionally,
make better
just
leaders
because
than
you're more passive
extroverts.
also doesn't mean that you can't. It's true that extroverts are more often selected for leadership and management roles, but when it comes to effectiveness, studies actually have shown that the more passive approach can often lead to higher profits and even better team morale. While 96% of managers and leaders claim to be extroverted, this staggering number has much more to do with the fact that they tend to stand out in the workplace, making them more likely to be selected for promotion based on personality, which can be confused with merit and skill.
Yep.
That as opposed to their actual ability to lead. So lead on, introverts. The myth that introverts are terrible at public speaking. With the thought that introverts... okay, hold on. Okay, that's better. The thought that introverts prefer to be alone comes with the assumption that they would bomb in front of a crowd. While it's true that many, if not most, introverted individuals lose sleep and become incredibly stressed before a speech or lecture in front of an audience, this has little to do with how well they actually perform. Introverts who perform public speaking appearances often can, like many extroverts, become used to the experience and calm their nerves. Okay, everyone,
Yeah.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
I done
A
public
number of
speaking
extroverts with the
in
love of
college.
social
Oh my gosh,
people
I was
can
very
still become
strategic
very
though.
nervous while in
So
front
I
of a
took
large
my
crowd,
public speaking
proving
class
it's
during the
not which
summertime.
side of the social scale
Not
you're
during the
on,
regular
but how
semester, because
strong
it would
your
have been a bigger
butterflies are in your
class, and
stomach.
that would
Really
have
what
been
it comes
just,
down to is
man.
how well you know
It
what
was
you're talking
hard.
about. Preparation, friends. Preparation.
Heck, even
The
at
myth
work
that
when I'm having to do
extroverts
meetings
hate
by
being
myself,
alone,
it's
while
hard.
introverts love it. So many people define these two groups as extremes, as if extroverts can't be awake without having another person nearby, and introverts panic immediately upon making eye contact. Truthfully, while extroverts enjoy being in groups and introverts enjoy being alone some of the time, neither desires such situations exclusively. Extroverts can still feel vulnerable or overwhelmed around people and need some alone time to think or calm down. Introverts, meanwhile, feel loneliness just like anyone else and seek out others that they can have a sincere connection with. The myth that extroverts are selfish and full of themselves. This one is incredibly common and yet incredibly ridiculous.
Yeah.
Although it's fair to say that extroverts are usually the ones talking the most in a social setting, that's not to say that they only want to talk about themselves. Those people, of course, do exist, and they likely are extroverted, but that doesn't mean we can label everyone like that. Extroverts tend to love hearing more about other people, thriving on social interaction, and they're most often quite sensitive to other people's feelings. Studies show both introverts and extroverts respond similarly to uplifting circumstances and somber occasions such as grieving. The myth that introverts are energized by private reflection while extroverts need crowds of people. Let's close out this list with the myth about how each group recharges their internal batteries.
This is a very important.
Social interaction can be very fulfilling. However, they, like anyone else, can require alone time to regroup and gather their own thoughts. Likewise, introverts can, like extroverts, get excited and thus energized in social situations. Extroverted individuals can get their energy from one person just as easily as 100 people. It's the level of stimulation that the conversation has that will define how pumped that they get. Meanwhile, introverts can get energized with people as well, so long as the conversation that they're having isn't too stressful or one-sided, which they usually find pretty draining. Like, I'm pretty extroverted, but don't ask me a math question because I'll add 2 plus 2 is 7. Oh, however, you can ask me a math question. Allow me to go into a silent room to solve it. Well, that's it. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications for my new uploads.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
So there you go. Myths about introverts and extroverts. So I'm not gonna go into this because I kind of feel like people. So here's the thing, and one of the reasons why I've been single for a long time. It's June. I have been single for a long time, and one of the reasons is because I'm an introvert, and I don't think people really have a need to understand me. And like I said, I'm not a big small talk person. I'm more of a listener, and I'm more of a I'm not saying I'm like a smart person, but I love intellectual. I have to have intellectual stimulation. And so if you're the type that just comes into my life that just talks about drama or gossip about stuff, not gonna work. I need to talk about ideals and theories, and I actually would rather learn something from you versus me, because I'm just saying my relationships end because I don't talk a lot, but that's just because, girl, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. Anyways, so that being said, I have to have intellectual stimulation. I have to have it, and so post your comments. Let me know what you thought. Do you think the video summarized what your feelings were? You think it was? So this is gonna be the last video for the night. It's almost 10 o'clock, so it's time to go to bed. So I'm out. Peace.